Welcome back, fellow losers. Today we have a special treat for you. We're diving deep into the world of survival horror and creating our ultimate wish list for Resident Evil 9. We'll be discussing every aspect of the game from the story elements to gameplay mechanics. Before we begin, if you enjoy this content, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all things Resident Evil. Let's get right into it, starting with one of the most crucial aspects, the story. Resident Evil 8 or Village left us hanging with so many questions. For Resident Evil 9, we're yearning for a story that not only connects the dots, but also delivers a rich and immersive narrative experience. At the end of Resident Evil 8, we see Chris Redfield find out that BSAA was sending bio soldiers basically to the battlefield. And from Resident Evil 7, we learn that Chris is a part of the new Neo Umbrella, which means that he's probably left the BSAA behind. I wonder why, and hopefully within Resident Evil 9, that can be further explored if he's the main character. I'm also kind of hoping to see Rose, Ethan's daughter, take center to stage as she navigates a world filled with bioterrorism. Despite Shadows of Rose taking place 16 years later, I'm still hoping we can see something. Maybe we could uncover the true motives of the enigmatic organization behind the bioweapons. It would be a thrilling nod to the series' roots if we could delve deep into the mysteries surrounding the classic Umbrella Corporation and other rival companies. But I do hope the story serves as a kind of send-off to all the older Resident Evil characters and introducing some of the characters that we haven't seen in a while. I do hope it's a story that includes all of the characters from the entire Resident Evil series and gives them all proper arcs and send-offs, rather than just throwing them into another mess that they clean up super fast again. I kind of want this story to have deep stakes and maybe finally wrap up Leon and Ada's complicated ass situationship. Now, let's talk about the terrifying new enemies we want to encounter. Resident Evil has never failed to provide us with spine-chilling adversaries. For Resident Evil 9, we crave a fresh roster of monsters, zombies, and bioweapons. However, what we're truly excited about is a new Nemesis-like antagonist. I know the Nemesis system is kind of played out from all the Resident Evils, but maybe one final one with an antagonist that's kind of the antithesis of all of the Nemesis. Maybe one that's so relentless and hard to kill that you can't even kill it until the end of the game. Maybe one that kind of learns your playstyle, or maybe enemies in general that can learn your playstyle and adapt to how you do things. Are you a guns blazing type of player? Maybe enemies adapt to that by becoming tougher and harder to kill. Or are you sneaky? Maybe enemies develop abilities that allows them to see in the shadows. Something to keep the combat fresh, kind of like how RE4 was. It had a semi-stealth system going on that I really appreciated. Picture intelligent, relentless enemies adapting to your tactics and increasing the tension and fear factor. This would undoubtedly take the horror to new heights. The setting of Resident Evil games has always played a significant role. Let's discuss a potential winter setting, one of my favorite ideas. The idea of a winter setting in Resident Evil 9 is incredibly enticing, and not just like Resident Evil 8 Village setting, like an Antarctic base, kind of reminiscent of The Thing. I kind of want this Resident Evil to play a lot with body horror, kind of how they did with the RE4 remake, really delve up the horror factor and the parasitic remains, or maybe like a quiet winter town in Denver with, you know, an abandoned carnival, abandoned hotels, kind of like a Silent Hill-esque town covered in snow and frost. The juxtaposition between the chilling outdoor atmosphere and the warmth of indoor locations could truly create a unique and horrifying experience. Snow could add an extra layer of complexity to the game, affecting mobility and visibility, make it for a survival horror game like no other. Now let's address a topic that always generates mixed emotions: the potential fate of certain characters. Resident Evil has a history of bidding farewell to beloved characters in dramatic and emotional ways, is what I would say if they actually had the balls to do it. Every Resident Evil, they introduce a slew of new characters and then have them killed off to make the main character rise up to the occasion. With Resident Evil 9, we're curious to see if it will continue this trend by concluding the story arcs of long-standing characters like Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, or even Leon S. Kennedy. While it's always a tough moment for fans, it's a testament to the series' ability to evolve and tell new stories, keeping us invested in its characters. I do personally think it would add weight to the game if one of the main cast died. What do you guys think though? Comment down below. Lastly, but certainly not least, let's delve into the gameplay aspects. Resident Evil 7 and 8 revolutionized the series with their first-person perspective, immersive gameplay, and a return to its survival horror roots. For Resident Evil 4, the remake, it turned it all up to 11. From immersive combat, enhanced gameplay, super weighted controls, and immersive just movement system in general. Leon felt like he was 50 pounds heavier, and every hit felt like it landed perfectly. It was a perfect balance between action and horror, and really kept you on your toes for a lot of things. I don't know if they're gonna do the first-person perspective or make it third-person, or maybe you can pick in between like Resident Evil Village, but I do hope they keep the horror aspect key, and I hope they make the movement and combat fun. Kind of like playing Wesker in the RE4 remake Mercenaries mode, I kind of want the combat to be a little bit like that. A balance between action and horror is key, and expanding the interconnected environments, intricate puzzles, and resource management is a must. We'd also love to see the return of the merchant system, allowing players to buy and sell items, adding a nostalgic and strategic layer to the game. That would be amazing, and maybe all the merchants know each other from Village to 4 to 9. It would be a cool little Easter egg. In conclusion, Resident Evil 9 has the potential to redefine the survival horror genre, with a compelling story, terrifying new enemies, a wintry setting, character conclusions, and thrilling gameplay. My wish list for the game is expansive. What are your wishes for Resident Evil 9? Please share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Resident Evil news and updates and challenges. That's a wrap for today's videos, fellas. Stay tuned for more Resident Evil content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay scared, and keep surviving, losers. Peace. Hey, if you wanted to see this video earlier, the VOD of the actual challenge, seeing the process of me editing it, including some of the art I put into the videos, then become a YouTube member today. It ranges from $1 to $10 a month, and each tier gives you cool perks the more you pay. And to make it better, I pledge to give half of my earnings from members to charity. All right, losers, have a good one.